You're watching 5 Star Live, presented by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Tennessee's #1 high school football show. Live on location from the biggest game of the week. Live interviews from coaches and players, along with highlights, predictions, and up-to-date information about this week's biggest games. Your hosts, Jesse Smithy and Kevin Smith, with decades of experience covering and coaching high school sports, along with a 5-star preps team, will break down region outlooks and what's to come for your favorite prep football teams and top players. Now, get ready for the most comprehensive high school football coverage in Tennessee on 5 Star Live.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
Welcome in, everybody, to 5 Star Live, presented by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. We are in the state quarterfinals and semifinals. Tonight, we're at Webb School in Knoxville, where the Spartans will host a Division II AA state semifinals against nationally ranked Lipscomb Academy. Jesse Smithy joined by my co-host Kevin Smith. Kevin, I layered up, you layered up, and then they put us inside for the pregame show. So I'm not complaining, but they threw us a curveball, and this is a nice place to be right now.
It's okay to be sweating right now and out of the cold. I thought we'd be up here shivering tonight and having a hard time talking, but very blessed to be in here and thankful to Webb.
Yeah, and this is a special night at Webb School in Knoxville. Head coach David Meskey coaching his last game on this field in a stadium that bears his name. What kind of emotions do you think he's dealing with tonight?
And it's been a long time. You know, I know a lot of times coaches say they don't look back, and probably for Coach Meskey, knowing him, he hasn't quite looked back and tried to think about all the years and all the players that have come through. But it crosses your mind when you walk out on the field, all the players that have poured into this program. He knows how important that is, all the coaches that have poured into being on his staffs over the years. And it can be a difficult moment, but hey, man, when the game starts and the ball gets kicked off, it's time to go, and you got to get your players ready to play.
I got here early. I did a pregame interview with Dave Meskey, somebody that I've known for so long, and I didn't have the nerve to ask him just what this moment means. I didn't want him tearing up in the pregame. He's got business at hand. I didn't want to conjure up those emotions. That'll be for after the game tonight. But it's, again, a special night here as Dave Meskey, the head coach at Webb School in Knoxville since 1985. This is his last home game. And Kevin, let's break down this game tonight. The only game in the area that's at the semifinal round. All the Division I games, public schools basically, that we'll talk about tonight are in state quarterfinals. So on the line tonight, a berth in the state championship game in 2 weeks in Chattanooga. Let's lay it on the line for both teams. Webb School in Knoxville has not been to a state championship game since 2016. They finished runner-up that year. Lipscomb Academy, undefeated, as is Webb, but defending state champion. They come in with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and this is their third year in a row in the state championship game, finishing second 2 years ago to CPA. This is a Webb, Jesse, you got to establish the run early. You got to make sure that you keep the Lipscomb offense off the field. Ball control the clock. Defensively, they got to do, and really, one mistake, Jesse, turn into 21 points. That's what Lipscomb's really good at. They get you on a 61-yard run, turn around, block a punt, turn around, throw another bomb, or a pick six. Next thing you know, you've lost 21 points because of one mistake. They got to do a good job of keeping their confidence up and not making those mistakes.
It's sort of like teams that used to play against Maryville in the mid-2000s and into 2010s. You'd go out to their place, you try to do something a little out of the normal, be Superman at times, and then it comes back to bite you. They're high school kids. I'm sure the coaches have just told them all week, look, we're going to do what got us here, but inevitably somebody's probably going to try to do something to catch up and do something to shock Lipscomb Academy, and it's a possibility of it not going well.
Yeah, no doubt, and that comes back to special teams. And you got to think, there's a lot of college prospects on the field tonight, and sometimes you want to show yourself against those type of players, and you want to prove to yourself on film or to college coaches who could be in attendance. You got to make sure, again, play within your game. This is we talk about this with Lipscomb Academy. They are fast, physical, and they play extremely hard. And when you have that kind of talent that plays extremely hard and as fast as they are, they cause you to speed up. They cause the quarterback to speed up. They cause everything to kind of get haywire, and that's when you get those mistakes. But don't let that one mistake turn into 21 points.
And you mentioned the talent. We're going to get to some player names and everything in just a moment, player watch. If you're looking for a game to go to tonight, come out to Webb. I know it's cold, but there's so much Division I talent on this team on both sides. Yet Trent Dilfer's got a lot of Division I talent on his roster. Webb has a handful of guys we're going to see playing on Saturdays as well. But let's talk about what Trent Dilfer has done at Lipscomb Academy. We visited with him on set last year, I believe, at Catholic, and got to talk with him there. But, I mean, he's built this not into a state power, a national.
People don't realize, they see all the glitz and glamour. They don't understand the work that goes in behind the scenes. He is a man that understands how to hire great men and good coaches. I think we always talk about the head coach. A lot of times you're only as good as your assistants. He does a phenomenal job of finding those guys and putting them in their role. This program, he's changed a culture within a school. And I thought that a lot with coaching changes. Go get the baseball players, the basketball. You have a database. Sometimes we have connections. And when COVID hits and states shut down and you don't have football, people are willing to move. They're willing to pack up and leave town. He's a beneficiary of that. And then the last thing, man, is when you win, people want to come be a part of it. I know a lot of people hate on what's going on, but at the end of the day, they want to be a part of it, and winning cures a lot of that. And I wanted to say one more thing on this, Jesse. The guy's a phenomenal, and you've seen it, a phenomenal public speaker.
Right.
And when he walks in a room, he commands it. He's unbelievable with parents. It's a gift. And when you have all that combination and the parents love you and the players want to come and you're winning, it's a recipe for a lot of players who want to come be a part of it.
There are a lot of programs in the state in Division II AA are not going to be sad to see them go up to Division II AAA with the likes of Baylor, McCallie, Innsworth, all those titans of private school football in Tennessee.
That region is loaded next year.
But Lipscomb Academy definitely going out with a bang this year as they take on Webb. Let's talk about Webb tonight. We've mentioned David Meskey. He came here. He's a Wisconsin guy, and that Wisconsin accent has not waned whatsoever. It is as thick as ever, and just one of the good guys in the coaching profession. 7 state titles. He's a Greater Knoxville Sports Hall of Fame member. That was 2019. He's going to be a shoe-in for the TSSAA Hall of Fame any day now, probably as soon as he officially retires. And an unbelievable career, and he knows they're up against a huge challenge tonight.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they've been talking about it all week and doing what they need to do and stay within the framework of what they do. I don't think a lot of people understand the work he has done behind the scenes in the athletic director role. It's not just a football role that he's done and building this program and bringing in a lot of good coaches and players himself. It's the athletic director role that I think he doesn't get a lot of credit for, and he's done a lot of work for this school and for the state in general and in football. He's done a phenomenal job, and he's always done it the right way.
Yeah, loves the kids, loves being around high school sports and everything about it. So I got a moment to catch up with Dave Meskey before the game. Let's hear from him as he breaks down the game tonight. Dave, obviously big game tonight, both teams undefeated. I'm sure y'all watched a ton of film on Lipscomb Academy. Just what are the top few points for them that kind of causes concern?
Well, first of all, they're talent, okay? They have kids from all over the country that are coming to their school to play football, and they're very talented. You know, we're going to have to play a great game and make a lot of big plays, and hopefully they'll have some turnovers in the game, and we capitalize on those turnovers.
Do you find yourself maybe over-preparing, watching more film than normal with a team like this?
We were prepared for this game just like we prepared for every game. Both of our coordinators watch a lot of film. We get together and watch film. We've done the same thing throughout the season.
Your quarterback, Charlie Robinson, has really had an interesting career arc when you look at where he's come since, an underclassman. He's had multiple coordinators. Just how prepared for this moment do you feel like he is? I mean, he looks like he's come a long way.
He is an amazing player. He's going to the Naval Academy to play quarterback there. He's an unbelievable athlete. He can throw it, he can run it, but he's also a leader. He's our SGA president. He plays in the band. So he's the total package. So he's just a wonderful kid.
Getting Jalen Hill back at running back, how much did that mean to this football program? And just as an offensive unit, being able to compete?
He's a really good player. He scored 5 touchdowns last game, and he can make plays and he can take it the distance. So that helps us a lot. And I'm glad he's out there. He came off the field, he was hurt. There was tears in his eyes because he wasn't out on the field, okay? So to get him back and have him playing is a big thing for him and for us.
Just what type of
Did you see a change in mindset out of your team this week, or just a little extra sense of urgency, just knowing that everything that they've probably dreamed of is right there on the cusp of them getting?
Not really. I mean, we practiced all week, just like we've always practiced. You know, they know they're in the semifinals, and they know they're one game away from a state championship type game. They're excited about it. They've been excited about it all year. So I didn't see a lot of change in the way we do things. It really stays the same.
North Knox Siding and Windows is a complete exterior home improvement company that can help you with all your exterior needs. Visit us today at 5618 North Broadway.
When you shop at Elliott's, your journey is our purpose.
If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up.
Welcome back to 5-Star Live, presented by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Make sure you are checking out East Tennessee Spine and Sport online. If you have any physical rehabilitation needs, they have 6 area locations, and we'll have Bobby Fricks here tonight. He's going to join us on the set shortly. Kevin, we mentioned the talent levels on both teams, and it's maybe a little skewed towards Lipscomb's side, but Webb still has some really good guys that can do some things tonight, starting with Charlie Robinson, the quarterback, the Navy commitment, recently named a Mr. Football semifinalist in Division II AA. He is the consummate high school quarterback. He's the student president. He's going to Navy. He's throwing the ball really well, running the ball, just a great leader out there. It's going to be paramount for him tonight to not make mistakes.
No turnovers.
And that's hard. You can't tell a kid don't go out and make mistakes. You just got to let them be. But you just hope that 4 years of training just allows him to ball security, make sure you're throwing good passes. And then it's all about Shavar Young. It's hard to put that much pressure on a freshman wide receiver, but he's that good. He's that big of a playmaker. Only about 6 foot, 160 pounds, but one of the quickest, fastest guys in East Tennessee. If they can get him going early somehow, maybe it opens up a running lane for Jalen Hill. He came back last week. He was the 5-Star Preps Player of the Week, 5 touchdowns in that quarterfinal win. And then you got Marquise Barrett out there at wide receiver. He's a junior, also has Power 5 offers like Shavar Young. Cooper Cameron, keep an eye on him on defense. Really like his game. A junior, likely headed towards the FBS level. But Kevin, at Lipscomb Academy, it's like they're too deep. It's loaded.
Well, usually in high school football, you can just rattle off some names. But in this situation, you actually have to have notes.
Yeah, there's so many
of them. And for UT fans, we'll just start right off with wide receiver Nate Spillman, committed to UT out on the outside. Junior Sherrill's committed to Vandy, another wide receiver, top end speed, fun to. Another thing, Webb has to make tackles in the open field one-on-one. Hank Brown, quarterback, going to Liberty. He'll be fun to watch. One of the better players on the team is Hunter High, the outside linebacker, just straight dog. He's a UT baseball commit, so our UT fans out there, you'll enjoy watching him for the next 4 years. 6'7" offensive lineman. He's got Power 5 offers. Brandon Salas.
He's out there walking around with his shirt off. Man. I mean, it's like 30 degrees. Yes. He's out there walking around, no shirt on, no pads, nothing. Yes. I'm like, come on, man.
Yes, he's got plenty of them. Brian Longwell's a linebacker everybody saw on national television. He's got multiple Power 5 offers. Just got an Auburn offer. Actually, he's one of the best players on the team as well. And then UT fans, you love Edmund Spillman, the 2024 linebacker, the brother. That's a guy that everybody UT kind of feels really good about. Mm-hmm. And then Caleb Beasley, the DB there, the UT commit. Again, another phenomenal player. The key here, though, that's scary for all the people in AAA and Knoxville Catholic who's going to be in their region. 4 sophomores on the offensive and defensive line, 3 out of the 4 over 300 pounds, all with Power 5 offers. And we won't even say their names. You'll just look out there and you'll see them. But it is incredible to see the talent on display and the young linemen that are still coming up on this football team.
One key. Give me one key for Webb that they could possibly hang in this game. What can they do?
They cannot turn the ball over. And again, one mistake cannot turn into multiple touchdowns in a 30-second span. That is the biggest key. Don't let them get hot. Don't let them get on a run. Keep that shot clock coming down in basketball terms. Got to hang on to the football and not make a mistake.
Speaking of turnovers, I'm going to have you turn over that mic to Bobby Fricks from, how about that segue? I mean, that was professional.
You're pro,
professional. It just popped in my head, and I was like, I got to roll with this. Bobby, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me tonight, guys.
You guys have been awesome and instrumental in what we've done all season long. We're getting close to the end of high school football. Just a couple. It's a chilly night tonight. Blessed to be inside for sure.
Hey, we're lucky to be at Webb High School in the nice, warm indoors. And we're excited to be here, excited to be a part of the community each and every week with you guys. And all throughout the week in the community, treating the athletes and their parents and just taking care of folks who take care of us.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about treating athletes, you guys see, I guess, a variety of injuries. And what I've gotten to know about you all is you care about the kids and the athletes that come in here, and really good people that work there too. Man, we've got a chance to meet a different person, seems like, from Spine and Sport each and every week, and it would make me feel good to go there and have them, help me out.
Yeah, first and foremost, for our ownership group, it's important that we live and work in the communities that we actually practice in. Graham Keys, who you've had on a time or two, he lives in Farragut. His children go to Farragut. Greg DeFilippo, our founder, his girls went to Knoxville Catholic. Donnie Sharp, he's born and bred Oak Ridge and practices in Oak Ridge. So community is a big part of what we do and who we are.
And I try to remind everybody each and every week, but it's not just athletes. It's parents of athletes. It's grandparents of athletes. You see people of all ages at Spine and Sport.
Yeah, definitely. From typically around third grade or so with certain injuries all the way up to grandma and grandpa. We'll see everyone. We have therapists who are interested in specializing in different areas of practice. So if there's something you're dealing with, there's a really good shot. One of our 6 local clinics is going to be able to take great care of you.
My son's playing basketball, and I've seen him faking injuries in practice. I mean, you guys have anything
He's
to do?
Been watching Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything at Spine and Sport that can help, fake injuries?
Yeah. So
put them in a timeout corner.
Yeah, definitely. We do give, whether it be an athlete or a weekend warrior, someone who wants to get back to playing with their grandkids. We make sure to meet your goals. We talk about your goals. If it's, gardening, we're going to help you do things that functionally relate to that. We're going to give you the confidence to feel better and get back to doing that without, kind of that doubt in the back of your mind.
And the times that I've been there, it's a fun atmosphere. You can feel the rapport with the people that work there, and you see it on social media. Y'all have a lot of fun on social media, and just encourage everybody out there enough to check out East Tennessee Spine and Sport. If you have any type of rehabilitation needs, what other things can they do? Services you guys provide?
Yeah, so we do have the different services, but the big thing, like I said, no matter what your goal is, come see us. In the state of Tennessee, there's something called direct access. So for 90 days, we can treat you without a physician's referral. Some folks don't know about that because it's kind of, oh God, I got to go see my primary care first. Like I said, in the state of Tennessee, we're lucky the Practice Act with physical therapy allows for 90 days with no physician's referral. All of our therapists are musculoskeletal experts. Most of them are doctor of physical therapy, and that's what they do. So they know the musculoskeletal system better than anyone in the area, and I have all the confidence in the world that they'll be able to take great care of you, like I said, no matter what your goals are.
Yeah, make sure you're going to Spine and Sport. Don't just look it up on the Mayo Clinic and get afraid because it's worst case scenario on there.
Dr. Google's not always right.
Yeah, so that's the last thing you need to do. So make sure you go to one of their 6 area locations. Bobby, football game going on behind us tonight. You play high school football. What do you feel like the emotions are of these kids? Somebody's season's going to end tonight.
That's the tough reality, and when you're on the field, you don't believe that. It could never be me, no matter if you're lining up against a bunch of All-Americans or you're lining up against the team down the road that you don't give a chance in the world to win. It's a really special time of year, and you just hope these kids all 60 minutes of the game, or not quite 60 minutes, 48 minutes of the game, they just enjoy every snap and live it while you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Bobby, I really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight and for everything that East Tennessee Spine and Sport does for 5-star preps and high school football. We're going to catch a break. When we come back, we're going to look around the area in Division I football, all the state quarterfinals. We've got some really big games to break down tonight. Don't go anywhere.
North Knox Siding and Windows is a complete exterior home improvement company that can help you with all your exterior needs. Visit us today at 5618 North Broadway.
When you shop at Elliott's, your journey is our purpose.
If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up.
To 5-Star Live, presented by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Kevin, let's look around the area tonight. Some really big matchups in state quarterfinals. Let's go to 6A, where Maryville is still alive for some reason, from some way. I think everybody kind of wrote them off. We were out at West High School, and Noah Vaughn, their running back, got hurt. They had a tough year already to that point. He gets hurt, and you're like, there's no way they're going to make it back to the semifinals for a 23rd consecutive year. Now they got a shot against Science Hill tonight.
You just said they're having a tough year and they're 9-3. There's a lot of programs up there that would love 9-3, but yes, West has done that to a lot of teams this year, made them look that way. But this is a phenomenal offensive line that we've talked about all year. They are gritty, tough, and mean, and they've got a running back that's come in that runs with a physicality that a lot of people positions late in games. They play defense, which they have been lately, and control the ball and don't have those turnovers that cost them. This is still a championship program, Jesse. They know how to win.
Let's go ahead and make our predictions, okay? We're game time is coming up here soon, and we'll go ahead and make some predictions. Your predictions for that game, 6A?
I like Maryville tonight, 28-21. I do think it's going to be closer because I do think Science Hill, if you look at their schedule, they have prepared themselves for the game. I'm so impressed with that coaching staff that they prepared themselves for a game like this tonight, and they can run the football. And in a cold weather and in the playoffs, that's a recipe for winning.
They ran the football for over 400 yards last week. I think one player had over 300 and I think 6 touchdowns against Farragut. So definitely like where you're going with that grounded out type of game. But I like Maryville to win as well. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Daniel Boone and West. Daniel Boone, starting quarterback, injured last week. I think he's done for the year. You cannot beat this West defense with your backup, who's thrown 4 passes all year.
No, I've got this 42-7 West. No disrespect to Daniel Boone. They're that good, especially backup quarterback. That's another team that one mistake can turn into 21 points in a hurry. You got to keep the ball and control the clock.
Oak Ridge at Powell, a rematch of a regular season matchup that Powell won pretty easily there midway through the regular season. This is a different Oak Ridge team. Finally healthy. Finally got some feel-good mojo going. They got that 39-yard field goal that they blocked in the final second on the road in McMinn County. They're believing in themselves again.
Again, this is one team that can match up athlete for athlete on the outside and can play in the middle in the front 7. If there's one team that could pull the upset against Powell, it is this Oak Ridge team. I just can't go against Mr. Potts, man. This guy just has a different it factor about him. He just makes plays and gets things done. I got to go with Powell.
Yeah, and as well as Oak Ridge has been able to move that quarterback position along to get them to this point, when you just do the tail of the tape and you see Jordan Potts versus Garza, it's clearly Potts' game, and this is a quarterback-driven sport, so definitely I got Powell in that game as well. Greenville, Anderson County, the matchup that everybody's been wanting to see all season long. Both teams 12-0, both teams 1 seed. Greenville eliminated Anderson County from the 2017, 18, 19, and 20 postseason. Do they do it again?
Hey, man, think about this. If you go look at their schedules, they both beat Gibbs, Fulton, and Elizabethton almost identical.
Oh, wow.
And then they both played 6A teams and won.
Mm-hmm.
These are two phenomenal football teams who've scheduled well. This Anderson County team, who continues to struggle right here at this quarterfinal stage, has found a way to get some of the demons off their back this year. I think they do it again tonight, Jesse. I like this team. There's something about them. I don't think Greenville can stop Walker. I think Anderson County can get enough pressure on Greenville. I like them 36-35 and a barn burner tonight.
The whole city of Clinton might burn down if Anderson County wins that football game tonight.
The fireworks will definitely burn the place
all night long. Yes. LO will be the parade of whatever in the car. It'll be just a wild scene up at Anderson County, and so we'll keep an eye on that. I like Greenville to win that football game just because what Greenville's defense has been able to do all year long. I think they were able to put pressure on Walker Martinez, who I don't really see scramble and make plays on the fly that much. So if they flush him out of the pocket, we'll see what he can come up with.
Stat of the night, though, Greenville 5-0 in region, 0 points allowed defensively. So, I love defense.
Yeah.
I just think Anderson County has something there, but what a stat from that Greenville defense. That's phenomenal. I don't care who you are. That's hard to do.
Alcoa GP. Alcoa won this game 52-17 in the regular season. That was week 2, though. This GP team has gotten better, more explosive offensively. They have a running back who's almost at 2,000 yards. Maybe they hang around a little bit longer than people anticipate tonight, but Alcoa does not lose this time of year.
No, I got Alcoa 35-17, but I do think it's closer. I think in this kind of weather, sometimes it can slow the game down, not as many big plays. I think this Gatlinburg-Pittman team could hang around at least for a half.
Final game, Coalfield, 1A quarterfinal against a rival in Oliver Springs. They beat this team 50-0 just a couple of weeks ago. Oliver Springs, again, hats off to you. You were 0-4. You had a coaching change in the offseason. Started off 0-4. You didn't quit. Yeah. They fought themselves into a region championship game, and now they fought into the state quarterfinals. But I think everybody's taking Coalfield.
Very impressive, and it probably won't be close, but again, unbelievable, impressive by those young men and the coaching staff that did come in and try to finish that out. Unbelievable.
This game behind us getting ready to kick off, Webb versus Lipscomb Academy. I think everybody's taking Lipscomb Academy. You got a kind of a score in mind?
Listen, with no disrespect to Webb, they got some phenomenal players. This is just a team that Lipscomb's unbelievable. 49-7, I think is going to be the score tonight. Lipscomb over Webb. They're just a different animal.
Yeah. Kevin, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to come back at halftime, so don't go anywhere tonight. We're going to look around the area at some Division I quarterfinals. We'll update you on this Division II game at the half and let you know how it's going. So stick with us at halftime. If you're warming up in your car or wherever, get your phone out, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that, and we'll be here at halftime to keep you updated. For Jesse Smithy, Kevin Smith, we'll see you guys in about an hour? About an hour. All right, stay with us.
You're watching 5 Star Live, presented by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Tennessee's #1 high school football show. Live on location from the biggest game of the week. Live interviews from coaches and players, along with highlights, predictions, and up-to-date information about this week's biggest games. Your hosts, Jesse Smithy and Kevin Smith, with decades of experience covering and coaching high school sports, along with a 5-star preps team, will break down region outlooks and what's to come for your favorite prep football teams and top players. Now, get ready for the most comprehensive high school football coverage in Tennessee on 5 Star Live.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.